I've done some dark, ugly, real bad things. How do I know if God loves me?
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
But it's hard out here for a repent when you try
We're in church.
I'm saying, how do I know if I, me, walk, can live right?
You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
I just don't know. I want to put my hope in the Lord and wait on him,
But that they wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint.
yeah, but sometimes I get tired. The people I help the most seems to hurt me the most.
And let us.
Wait, I'm not done. I'm saying I have love so deep, generally, and man, what do I do when I get so tired of being the one to do the right thing?
And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
Yeah, and then what will happen?
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. So be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Right. And what mindset should I have?
Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus.
Got it. Thanks. I'm ready now. Okay, wait. Just one more. So look, right, I'm walking around with this body that's appealing to men everywhere I go.
All right, that's easy. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. Yes. There's a voice that cries out in the silence, searching for a heart that will love him, longing for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all. There's a God that walks over the earth, searching for a heart that is desperate, longing for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all. And he says, love me with your whole heart. He wants it all today. Serve me There's a voice that cries out in the silence,
Yes.
searching for a heart that will love him, longing for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all.
If you all do not mind, I would like for you all to travel with me down memory lane. How I've been to Fleming Day School for 6 years. 6 years ago, I was not influenced to sing until I met Miss Fleming. She was the only reason why I would always come back to Fleming Day School 6 years later. I was mostly shy in my first year, but Mrs. Fleming helped me to come out of my shell. It was not only her, it was Miss Cullen as well. Miss Cullen was really rough on me, but she did it for me to be successful. I was shy to sing out when Miss Angela was teaching music at the time because I did sing with a piece of paper covering my face. But I really did like mine. I really did like Miss Wanda as my art teacher because she would sometimes allow me to draw and paint whatever I wanted to. Miss Settles was a fun history and piano teacher because everything that she taught was more exciting. I did like some of the songs that she did for me, which were Made for Excellence, There's More, and Brother I. I really did like Miss Rose as my science teacher because I really did like doing experiments. The best experiment that I really liked was the slide. I did not remember any of the teachers that I met because those were the only teachers that I knew. In my second year, I met two new teachers, Miss Croson, the math teacher, and Mrs. Chris, the secondary math teacher. I was sad that I did not have Miss Angela to teach music, but Miss Settles had to pitch in for the next 3 years, so I guess that change was worth it. I also met new classmates, but yet again, I was still shy. But I was so thankful for those new classmates for hanging around me, and I will acknowledge them later. If you could not remember the time when Mrs. Fleming would think about how the yearbooks would be, our yearbooks were created as newspapers that were titled The Fleming Vine. My third school year, or my 8th grade year, was when I learned rap from Mr. Jerry Murphy. I would like to thank him and his producer, Casey. That year was also my first time that I learned tennis, so I would like to thank Mr. Van Fleming. I was so thankful that Mrs. Fleming had the idea to put on a talent show because that was the best time that I get to perform with my family. My 4th year at Fleming Day School was not that bad, nor was it that good either. But I did have a little bit of fun. I met Miss Sheila as the secondary art teacher. I did like some of the activities that she taught, but I do not remember any of them at this point. I met Miss Laquita as the economics/family and consumer science teacher. I was not good at economics, but I did enjoy the cooking that I've done. My 10th and 11th grade year were the same because of the same people and the same teachers. I met Mr. Brown as another math teacher, I remember. One thing I learned from him was the Pythagorean theory, because the Pythagorean theory was what I did well in algebra. Miss Singh was the English, literature, biology, and poetry teacher, which was why she would remind me of a young Miss Cullen. I really enjoyed Mr. Crawford whenever I did art class with him, despite the fact that he would get on me for using black for every painting that I did. The only teacher that I absolutely loved was Miss Rush. Because I love the songs, the dances that I did. I was very glad to have Miss Angela as the mime teacher again because I felt like as if my 12th grade year was like my 6th grade year. I was also glad that I was the teacher for music class for only the first semester. Miss Fleming gave me an opportunity, and I was so grateful for that. Acknowledgements. First, I would like to thank God for that. I thought I would never make it this far, but here I am today. And the people I would like to thank are the classmates that have been hanging around me for the past 6 years, even the people who are not here. Chadrick Betts Jr., Brooklyn Freeman, Damian and Darius Gladney, Shane and Christine Evans, Timothy Jr., Joshua and Michaela Simon, Anaris Haynes, Justice and Zola Murphy, Allende James, Summer St. Rose, Diamond Burton, Cameron Mike, Frederick and Jarrell Williams, Patrick Clay II, Joshua Crumsby, Jordan May, Cameron Lassane, Ashley Palmer, Donovan Hightower, Quenisha Vincent, the elementary school kids, Niall, Suchai, Ryan, Jalen, and Mikhail, and my sister, Jasmine. Next, I would like to thank my parents, Terrence and Felicia Hodges, for allowing me to attend Fleming Day School, and I love you both from the bottom of my heart. I would like to thank my grandmother, Bernice Hill, for attending some of the programs that I've done. If my great-grandmother, Virginia Hill, was here, I would thank her for coming to one of my performances. Next, I would like to thank all the teachers that were teaching me everything that I've learned, especially the nurses. Now, the only way that I've known Dr. Sparks when I first met her was because she knows a member of my childhood church, Dr. Myra C. Warner. But she gave me an opportunity to be a part of Fleming Day School, so I would thank her. Finally, I would like to thank the principal / the CEO, Miss Brenda Fleming. Never would have made it. All right. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me. I can say, never would have made it, no. Never could have made it without you. I could have lost my mind, but now I see how you were there for me. And I can say, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, much better. When I look back over all you brought me through, I can see that you
Danetta Sparks. Great woman of God in her own right. Just a tremendous woman of God, a tremendous friend. Just a great woman, one of the greatest women of God that I know. And I've been around a lot of people, but she's one of the greatest that I've known in my lifetime. All of the platforms there, and to the graduates, I really want to honor you tonight for what you have accomplished. I've been around Sparks Christian Academy, as Dr. Sparks said, a long time, and have been playing for the graduation, I don't know, maybe 25, 30, 35, I don't know, a long time. So I'm honored to be here as speaker. And I promise I won't be long. I'm actually in school, and I'll say something about that, and I have to go to class tonight. But I'm here because Sister Fleming did this to me, so I'm going to do what I'm going to do and get out. So I have to be at school at 7, so I'll try to get y'all out by 6:45. What about that? I'm just kidding. I like to lay a scripture foundation for what I'm going to say. This is coming from Philippians 4:13, and it simply says, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. And as I looked at the skit was sort of saying the same thing. How can I do it? You can. You can do it. And so I want to use for a subject tonight, just for a few minutes, I can. Would you just say to yourself, not to anybody, but just say, I can.
I can.
I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. Now, on the surface, when you look at this subject and when you look at the things that these graduates are getting ready to face, and even what you face in your life, there are doors that are open to us. There are opportunities that are presented to us. There are things that we are able to do, but if you have accomplished anything in your life at all, you know along with the accomplishment came opposition, came challenges, came stuff that you did not think you could get over. But I want to say to the graduates, and I want to say to everybody who will listen, that you have something in your life that you want to do. It's like the challenges are not there for you to quit. They are there for you to put forth a little more effort. Because there are some things you can't do until you put forth a little more effort. Amen. Have you ever, this is an elementary example, but have you ever tried to open a jar and it just wouldn't open? I mean, you tried to twist it off with your normal strength, but it wouldn't do it. But you had to put forth a little bit more effort. Amen. Sometimes you hit it under the bottom. You get a little towel or something so your hand won't slip. But you did that not because, you did that because you knew you needed what was in that jar. Right. And so then, not to do it would be defeat. Right. Amen. I thought that was all right. Amen. Everybody said that. I thought that was okay. So what we have to do, we have to make sure that when we are doing something and there are challenges and there are opposition, that's not the time to get to quit. That's the time to say, I can do this. I can overcome this. I can do it. So I want to look at this. I came to you from a scripture, so let me just give you a brief, just a snippet, background of this text that I'm with, that Paul is giving to us. In the 11th verse and the 12th verse, I want to just look at these for a moment. The 11th verse says, not that I speak in respect of one, for I have learned, somebody say I have learned. I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. Now, Paul says here, I have learned. Now, in this particular discourse that we're looking at, Paul is letting us know that everything will not go our way. Everything will not fall into place just like we want it. There will be times we have to learn how to accept what happens. We have to learn how to deal with what happens. And then he used an interesting word here. He said, I have learned therewith to be content. Now, he did not say, and I love to put emphasis on this because I need everybody to get it. He did not say complacent. There's a distinct difference between being content and being complacent. Being content is accepting things as they are, knowing that they are only temporary. I feel that preacher coming now. Knowing that they're only temporary, but when you are complacent, you accept things the way they are, and you are not trying to do any better. You just don't sit there and just let it be just the way it is. But what you have to do, Paul is saying, I have learned how to be content. Because everything is not going to go my way. Everything is not going to be the way I want it to be. Now, can I talk to y'all for a minute? Can I let y'all see? If you are saved, and I think we got some saved folks, and I'm not here to do that, but I want you to see, if you have grown in the Lord at all, if you are anointed at all, your anointing 99.999% of the time did not come during the good days.
That's right. That's right.
Your anointing comes as you go through. As you go through the fire, as you go through the test, as you go through the persecution, as you go through the challenges of life. That's where that anointing comes from. And so you learn how to deal with it. You learn how to handle your thorn in the flesh. You learn how to deal with the stuff that you have to deal with, knowing that it's only temporary. Just say, I'm coming out of this. That's what you have to say. I'm coming out. I can come out of this, so I am coming out of this. Amen. And then in the 12th verse, he said, I know both how to abase, be abased, and how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed. That word instructed. Both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. Now, I'm a stickler for words in the Bible. I want y'all to see this here. He says this in the 12th verse, I know both, at one time, how to be abased. I know how to abound. In all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. 3 times he says the word both. I want to submit to you that if you don't go through both of them, you won't be complete. If you don't know how to suffer hunger, you're not going to know how to be prosperous. Oh God, I'm missing some folks. If you don't know how to suffer need, y'all listen. Many of us, go ahead. Many of us, I want y'all to say it. We didn't grow up with a silver spoon in our mouth. No, we did not. And so then, y'all watch me. We have learned one part of it. We know how to be broke. Come on. I need some help, y'all. We know how to take $5 and stretch it.
That's right. That's right.
We know we're supposed to know. We supposed to know how to take. We get paid every 2 weeks, and we know how to take $50 and let it last 2 weeks. But now that's only one side. Now you got to learn how to, when you get something, how to save it.
That's right.
How to protect it, how to keep it. Because it takes both of them for you to be what God wants you to be.
That's right.
Oh God. You got to learn how, I was telling the church about my testimony as a young couple. Sometimes I would go to the refrigerator. We've been married 45 years, so this is in the early years. But early on, sometimes I would go to the refrigerator and I didn't see anything but water. And then after a while, Liz, my wife would say, "Kenny, dinner ready?" And I'm trying to figure out what did she do? I went in there and I saw a gallon of water. But now she's calling me to dinner. And I think, what did you do? Fry some water? I'm trying to figure out what. But she made do with what she had. And so now, y'all, 45 years later, we eat what we want to eat. Because in the day of adversity. We can't give up during trying times. We can't throw in the towel when it's not looking right. That's just one part of it. We got to do both. Learn how to be hungry and then learn how to be prosperous. Learn how to suffer need. Learn how to have something. Come on, say I can.
I can.
We almost there. We almost there. All right. I want to close by giving you my journey. And I'm not going to talk about my musical journey. Most of y'all know that. And I could talk about it. There's a bunch of accolades there. But I won't do that. I want to talk about my educational journey because this is something that I'm dealing with right now.
Come on.
In 2007, I decided I would go back to school. After being out of school 32 years. And I want you to put this in a place where you can understand. After being out of school 32 years, going back, I had to learn how to learn. Because the way they taught in the 70s, they don't teach that way. No. Not on that higher level. And I got married, and so I was about 12 hours short of my bachelor's degree. And I decided in 2007 to go back and finish. And I said in myself, I can do this. Y'all hear me? I'm married. I got adult girls. I'm a grandfather. I'm a pastor. I'm superintendent. I got all of this stuff going on. But I'm going to school. Teaching Bible study on Wednesday night. Not going to church on Sunday. But staying up all kinds of hours in the night, making sure that when I hit the door on Sunday morning, I have something in my spirit to deliver to the people of God. But I said, I can do this. I can do it. So I ended up getting my bachelor's degree, but y'all, to make it short, not only did I get my bachelor's degree, I have a master's in divinity. And then not only that, I told you I'm in school now. July 13th of this year, I will be graduating with my doctorate in theology. But it was a resolve that I can do this. All of the challenges, all of the opposition, and I told y'all I was a pastor, and I told y'all I was superintendent, all of that. Y'all, you know my wife. My wife loves to shop. And there were times I had to balance. I needed to be studying, and she wanted to go to the mall. But I had to balance that time because I was also husband. I was not just student, I was also. So there will be some times in your life, Greg, where you have to juggle some stuff. You have to do something, you have to do more than one thing at the same time. But you need to say, I can do this. I can overcome it. I can meet every challenge. And then as I get ready to sit down, and this is it. Even now, Dr. Sparks says stay up as long as it takes to get people saved. It only takes a moment. It takes a made-up mind.
That's right.
It takes somebody saying, I deserve to live better than the way I'm living. It takes somebody saying, you know what, I don't have to live like this. I'm better than this. I can live right. I can live holy. I can make godly decisions. Because watch this, we said it takes both. You know one side. Oh God. Come on. Y'all, we know how to sin. We were born in sin, shaped in iniquity. We know that side. You are not complete until you learn the other side. Amen. You have to, listen. Parents, y'all know. Children, y'all close your ears for a moment. But y'all know this. Y'all know this.
Yes.
You don't have to teach your children how to do wrong.
That's right. That's right.
It's in their nature to do wrong. You spend all of your life while they're in your house, teaching them how to do right. And then there are times when they meet and connect with the wrong person. And all of the stuff that you taught them while they were under your roof, they forget about and still go another way. Why? Because that old nature is trying to come back. When you give your life to the Lord, that means that He becomes first. Nobody is more important than God. When you accept Him in your life. Not mama, not wife, not daddy, not sibling. Nobody is more important than God. And so your mindset has to be, I can do this. I can do it. I can do this. Holiness look good on me. I'm getting ready to mess up. I know I am, but I'm closing. I'm getting ready to go to school. Y'all listen to me, and y'all know this too. Just look straight. Don't look at anybody. Just look straight. But good saved people look better than sinful people. Look straight. Look straight. Look straight. The Bible says He beautifies the meek with salvation. He has a way of preserving those who are in Him. He has a way of keeping us. Oh my God. He has a way of renewing us. I graduated from high school in 1971. And I went to my class reunion. And I thought I was with my parents' folks. I don't know. They were old enough to be my parents. I said, and they say, Kenny, man, you look so good. And I couldn't lie. I couldn't say, well, man, you look good. I would be lying. I just said, well, man, it gets good to see you. I'm good.
You can do it.
That would be temptation, challenges, opposition. You'll be faced with insurmountable odds, but you can do it. You can do it. And don't let nobody. The only limitation you have are those that you place in your own mind. If you put the limitations on you, there's nothing that you can do. God bless you.
prescribed by the Department of Education of the state of Georgia and the DeKalb County school system, is declared a graduate of this school and is therefore awarded this high school diploma with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Given this 14th day of May, 2019, to which we, the undersigned, duly attest, and Mrs. Fleming and myself will sign these before the students leave today.